Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, August 13th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, hello, and our energy mantra for today is I expand by letting love lead. And today, so we have been talking about all of these inconjuncts that we've been having. Been so many, and like I keep saying, they're definitely a challenge because they don't, when planets are inconjunct, they don't know how to relate to each other. And these inconjuncts today are really interesting. So we finally reached the peak of the Sun conjunct, Venus energy, which is lighting us up. It's wanting us to reach for love. It's wanting us to feel exuberance and luxurious and the light and love and live in the beauty of things. And meanwhile, the Sun and Venus are in conjunct Pluto. Pluto's kind of like the inconvenient truth. It feels a lot like this energy. Heading into the light. There is so much light, and yet there is shadows. There are shadows to be faced, and they really do need to be faced. Not faced with a mask. This isn't about masking the dark with the light. This is about letting love lead you through any of the darkness, through any of the shadows that may show up. Your ultimate transformation will only happen when you allow both the light of yourself, the light of your love, and the shadows that you've accumulated along the way, the shadows that ultimately hide much of your power, many of your gifts, to move up and through and transform you. So, one of the layers to look upon is the masks that you wear when you just want to be like, love and light, and meanwhile you're like, and I hate your stinking guts. You know, there's so much of that out there. We're not called to be fake. But this is an opportunity to see through the shadows, see through those, see through the hate, see through those icky feelings, to the light, to the love that is there, and let that show you how to move through. And let's say, this could be tricky. It could be I can't get through this energy. It can be a tricky thing. Like I said, this energy, this inconjunct, they're not sure how to relate. So it's not like I can just give you a manual for moving through. But if you keep letting your love guide you, you will know how to move through these energies. You may find power plays coming up. You may find control issues coming up. You may find areas where you have suppressed your light due to shadows that you're carrying, or due to the shadow of society that isn't ready for your truth, for your power. So be very aware of that. Also be aware of the shadow of the ego that comes up through that Leo energy that may be holding you back from transformational work that you need to do that is being pushed. This is at 21 degrees. This is expansion to the max. So we are meant to expand through this energy, but it definitely has its challenge. Again, watch for the power, control, power plays coming up, and ego plays coming up. And let love show you how to move through. Now, the other thing that's really interesting, we have the moon in Aquarius, and the moon in Aquarius is ready to cut stuff. It's ready to be done with that, through with this. We're building to this full moon, so that definitely serves. I definitely lit an incense today because check your vibes. Be aware where you're at with things. Again, this is not about masking or being fake in any way. This definitely is about facing what is showing up. But check where your vibes are leading. Check where you still may be clinging to the past, holding on to some old stuff, old stories that don't need to be around. Can you bless them, release them? Can you see, what is my lesson? Is there a truth here? Is there a power play or an ego play that's still here that I'm holding on to that needs to be released at this time with this incoming full moon? So check those energies out. We are also completing in just a few days, with the full moon actually, Mercury's shadow period after retrograde. So it's really, really powerful energy at this time that's working us, but you got to work with it. So besides these inconjuncts that are working us, we do have the moon in Aquarius, opposite Mercury in Leo, and squaring Uranus. So Mercury and Uranus are both activated. So the mind is going to be very activated, very stimulated today. I do have the burden card. Again, what are these stories that you're telling? Check your vibes. And, again, part of the stories, then what's the story that you give to somebody else? I see two things when we tell our stories. We rarely tell our stories with accuracy. We usually make our stories worse than they are, or I don't know what the right word is. Not worse than they are, but try to minimize it. What's the truth of your story? Find the truth so you can let this go. So you can be in the light of this moment. Here's this totality card, which I pulled for one of those things that happened the other day. I wasn't sure if it was Jupiter direct or Uranus retrograde, but being present in the moment for the gifts that are here for us. The final thing to show you, I do have the sorrow card, and this might be part of the stories. There may be some stories, some energies that need to still be released, and that's okay. Give them their release, give them their due. Let these feelings come out as the sorrow, as the pain, as the tears. It's part of facing the shadows, and it's part of honoring the shadows with your love to allow yourself that expression. So that is it for today. You can always book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you do 100% have the power. Namaste.